Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Boom Day, everybody. It's T.Gray, your VP of Operations at ibuüümerang. And guess what? I've got the honor and the privilege of sharing with you just great news, a great training as we wrap up another week, our second week of pre-launch. What an amazing time we're having. I mean, I'm super happy. We just had just a monumental occasion. I just want to congratulate absolutely everybody who got paid yesterday. Can you believe that? I mean, literally, folks, just not more than 60 days ago, we were getting everything rocking and rolling and gearing up for a pre-launch, kickoff event. And here we are, we're paying people, and, over 1,200 people got paid. That's amazing. In our very first pay period. And I'm just so excited. I'm going to congratulate everybody who got paid. It's like, you guys remember AOL used to say, you got mail. Well, yesterday, you got paid. And that was just so phenomenal. And I got a chance to celebrate that incredible day with my good buddy, VP of Marketing, Mark Cathcart, and his family here in Houston yesterday afternoon. We don't get a lot of time to play. As you can imagine, we're rolling out new things every single day. We are squashing bugs every single day. And so, that kind of keeps us super busy. But guess what, folks? We had a chance to spend some time yesterday at the Cathcarts, take a look at the Houston marketplace to live here and to boom here with the rest of us. So just so excited about that. All right, folks, well, let's go ahead. We're going to have a great training today. As you saw from the slide that we had up, we're calling today's training Money Matters because we want to talk about some of the things that influence your money, okay? And we'll probably have a few other Money Matters trainings as we go, but this one is about a few things that we need to dive into. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got a lot to cover. And, I think, I'm like the explainer, like I'm like the detail guy, right? And so today we're going to explain some things. We want to try to answer some of your biggest questions. I'm really going to encourage you, get your folks on this training, get them up out of the bed, tell them, hey, don't miss the training. I want to start this training with the story. As a matter of fact, before we dive into the slides, I want to start this training with the story, because, there's two types of folks out there. There are two types of antelopes, or gazelles. And, there's the gazelle that gets away, and there's the gazelle that gets eaten, right? And maybe some of you guys have heard me tell this story. All right. But, and maybe I even told it on the last time I did the training, who knows? I kind of repeat myself, but, and repetition is the mother of skill. So I'm going to keep repeating myself. So check this out though. So in the jungle, in the jungle, right? Or in the plains of Africa, you got these gazelles, right? And they're just kind of all hanging out in a herd, chilling, eating, yakking it up, having a good time. And then here comes the lion. And the lion is hungry. And the lion wants to eat? Gazelle. That's what the lion wants to eat. The lion is looking for some gazelle chops, right? So here's what the lion does. And typically it's the female lion, because if those of you who know about lions, they know that the female lion is really the hunter. But that's besides the point. So in any event, the lion comes, and what he or she does is she lets out a big roar, right? But the way she does it and the way he does it, they put their head down to the ground and they go, roar! And what happens is the ground echoes the sound out everywhere. And now those gazelles cannot tell where the sound is coming from. So what happens? You've got mass confusion at first. People start running, gazelles start running all sorts of different directions because they don't really know where the lion is. And then they kind of figure it out, and then they all start kind of running the same direction. But typically by that time, the lion is snacking. Yes, the lion has already caught a gazelle. The lion has accomplished his or her mission, and they now have their breakfast, their lunch, or their dinner. It's gazelle chops. Now, I got a question for you. I got a question for you. This is not meant to be National Geographic. The question is, which gazelle does the lion eat? Which one? Out of the whole herd, which gazelle does the lion eat? Okay, let me tell you which one the lion eats. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to tell you. I want to first see if you guys are paying attention, if you guys are really in this with me. If you're in the chat group, let me just see on the chat group, which gazelle does the lion eat? Go ahead, give me some answers in there in the chat group. Okay, all right, I got here the slow or the weak one. I got the confused one. I got the lone one. I got the slowest one. I got the one that's alone, the one that's by him or herself, right? So, folks, let me just tell you, the straggler, right? I'm going to tell you, all of those are the ones she catches. No kidding. Of course it's the one she catches. Well, which one does she catch? Right? You know, and so somebody said the stragglers, the slow ones, the ones that are alone, the one that procrastinates, the one that didn't start running, the one that wasn't paying attention, the one that's in the back, the one that's afraid and just standing there, right? This is coming from the chat room. You guys are amazing. So listen, folks, let me tell you who those are. Those are the ones that don't come to training. You see, because they're not in the middle. They're not in the mix. They're not in the thick of things, right? You know where they are? They're out at the edge. They're all out at the edge, right? And at the edge, and by the way, somebody said, with all due respect, may we please get to the training? Hey, pay attention. This is the training. This is what makes the multi-million-dollar earnings. So pay attention, okay? Pay attention. Stay with me. So the ones that are out on the edge, the ones that are out in the back, those are the ones that are not in the mix. They tend to be the weaker ones. They tend to be the slower one. And the lion represents life. The lion represents quitting. The lion represents being disappointed. The lion represents the people who, when their website doesn't work, they're really ready. They're ready to quit already. Why? Because they're not in the mix. They don't get the big picture because they don't plug in. And you can always tell because they ask the questions that were covered on the training. So I want to challenge you to call your baby gazelles and make sure they're on the training. Okay. And by the way, number one, this is training. This is more important. Everybody wants, Holton taught me this a long time ago. Everybody wants to know the how-tos, the details, the points. And I'm going to give you all that today in the training. But here's the thing. The people that earned massive checks yesterday, the people who earned checks that represent what some people make in 1, 2, or 3 years for 1 week's work yesterday, they could not answer all of this in detail. I promise you. They were able to do that without the stuff that I'm going to show you here today. Why is it that they were able to do that without the details? Because they understood the lion and the gazelle. They understood the mindset that you have to have. Their mindset says, hey, you know what? I understand enough. When I have the big picture, the details don't matter. When I understand that I'm working with Holton Buggs, who's the Bill Gates of network marketing, I don't really need to understand all the details. I just know that it's going to work. When I see the team that he surrounded himself with, okay, fine, my iGo site doesn't work, my iDecide site doesn't work. I just know that they're going to fix it because I know that their vision is so big that I know that they can't get where they're going with broken sites. So I know that they're going to fix it. And eventually what happens is there's going to come a time, today, by the way, where everything is working. So they went to work, whereas some of the folks who are stuck on every detail are sitting still trying to understand everything. I got to make sure I know this. I got to make sure it's working. Got to check off all the boxes. And you know what? Their check yesterday was zip, right? So I'm trying to share with you what it really takes to win, okay? But you do need to know the answers. So guess what? I am going to share with you the answers to the question, all right? All right, so now let's go ahead and dig in to Money Matters. I'm going to share with you today what it's going to take to win. And I really hope that everybody's here with their journals. Man, please have your journal. Have your nice ibüümerang journal or whatever journal you have. Take notes. If we repeat ourselves, if Edwin Haynes gets on here or our new other emerging leaders or Holton Buggs himself gets on here, David Manning, they get on here and they say the same thing, write it down again. Because that's what's going to help you remember it. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get down to these Money Matters. First, I'm going to start with a disclaimer because we are going to talk about things that have to do with money. And this is part of the training too. Part of the training is to remember the disclaimer. Leaders, remember the disclaimer, right? Let's not mislead people, right? You know, now especially that people are getting paid, and I know some of you guys, we're going to tell you, you know, don't be out there showing your checks. Don't be out there enticing people. Some of you guys are going to kind of find a way to do it anyway. But let me just tell you this. It's so important that we share with everybody the disclaimer. Let them know, look, we're not making you money promises. We're not telling you exactly what you're going to get, you know, because everybody's going to do different levels of work. Everybody's going to go at it differently, right? Otherwise, everybody would get paid the same way. So if you're one of those people, here's the thing that you need to know. Everybody can succeed. Everybody won't, but everybody can, right? This is a place where you go to work, you do it. The compensation plan is the compensation plan. Math is math. You do the work, you get the money, all right? So that's how this works, okay? So I want to make sure everybody knows the disclaimer. All right, we have crushed some serious milestones. We're so proud. We're so incredibly excited about what we've accomplished in just such a short period of time. Here's the first thing. Almost 8,000 customers, almost 8,000 customers. And these are almost 8,000 activated customers, not even all the boomerangs that were sent out. These are just the ones that have activated it and say, okay, yeah, I claim it. It's mine. I'm ready to get this savings as a customer of ibuüümerang and the person who brought me to the table. And this is why is this important? This is important because, you know, sometimes what happens when your individual site might be having some challenges or your individual customer might be having some challenges, you might think the whole thing's not working. No, it's working, right? And you know what? Our job, of course, my team here, you know, working at Holton, his big vision is to make it work for everybody. And folks, we promise we're making it work for everybody. And we're going to make sure that this is super smooth. We're going to improve this process. But I'm going to tell you right now, look, boom, 8,000 folks already. Okay, and that's just the first week. All right, now, check this out. Almost 45,000 iDecide presentations sent out. Over 36,000 have watched now. This is just an incredible number. No company's ever launched and had 45,000 presentations sent out or 36,000 presentations actually given in their first week. Nobody has ever done this. And you know why this is important too? Because I know some of you guys have been struggling. Your iDecide, we had to get it fixed, right? We had some glitches in terms of the way the system was setting them up. And so sometimes you might start to think, okay, well, it's not working. It's broken. It must be broken for everybody. No, it was working, right? And so now that we got it working for everybody, these numbers are just going to really, really explode and be so much bigger. So I just wanted to say hats off to the development team. We've had folks literally working 40-hour stretches to make sure that they find the bug that we need to fix so that this thing can work for everybody. So I'm super proud of these guys, and I'm super proud of you guys because you know what? As soon as it worked for you, you started using it and you've been putting it out there, and we're just blowing people's minds every single day. Okay, I love you guys. You guys are doing great. I'm like checking out the Facebook. You guys are like powerful. Boom. Yes, boom. All right. So like I mentioned, we've been squashing bugs every day. If you guys remember, some of you guys might remember way back when people had trouble logging into their back office. Now nobody has problems logging into their back office, right? Remember way back when, I don't remember way back when, this was a couple of weeks ago, we had people having trouble with their enrolling people. We had some glitches. Well, that's gone too. The enrollment glitches are gone. You know, guess what? Just this week, up until this week, we had some people couldn't log into their iGo. As of yesterday, that was down to 20 people in the entire company. And today, we hopefully will have that obliterated for everyone. And the newest people who are signing up don't have any problems, right? Because we got it fixed for them, you know, first. And then the same thing with iDecide. You know, we got that pretty much fixed. And we are about to give you the ability to see and change your iDecide password in your back office, right? So that is phenomenal. And you know what? Most of the challenges that people are having right now, guess what? Those are things that customer service can fix. Now, there's still a few of you who have some tech challenges, and the chat groups right now are not the place to post them. Remember, you have support at ibüümerang.com. I want to challenge you to be big boys and big girls. Don't turn this into a complaint session. If you have a challenge, do what you do. send it to support@iboomerang.com. If the person you signed off is missing, support@iboomerang.com can fix it for you. If you're missing some tabs, support@iboomerang.com can fix it for you. If you don't have the package that you signed up for, support@iboomerang.com can fix it for you. So just go there, not our chat groups. And by the way, I do want to talk about this because some of you guys are using Facebook to do that. Listen, guys, just go to support. We have an organized way of fixing these things, and we will fix them for you if you have a challenge. But I'm here to tell you that the wholesale challenges have been fixed so that when you raise these issues, we should be able to resolve them for you quickly now because we've got them fixed, right? And we know what the issues were. We found them, we fixed them, and it's great. And the newest people, remember, the newest people don't have this challenge. So don't let this be something that slows you down from building your business. So I'm super excited that the team has been rocking. And I just want to state again for the dev team, hats off to them. I mean, I don't remember, I don't know when the last time you worked 40 hours straight was, but we've had literally some geniuses in different parts of the world working 40 hours straight, no sleep, to make things great for you. So hats off to these guys. We're just so proud of them and we appreciate them so much. Okay. Meanwhile, while we've been doing that, some of you guys have been getting to work and going out there and getting it. And I'm just so proud of you guys. So I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures of the meetings that we've done in the Houston marketplace. Last week, we had our first ever ibuüümerang weekly meeting in Houston. It was amazing. We had ibuüümerang balloons. We had ibuüümerang cupcakes and all that kind of stuff. And I couldn't find those pictures fast enough for this training, but that was awesome. This is this past Thursday's meeting, and that's our global master ambassador, Edwin Haynes, up there giving some comments at the end. One of our rock stars, Emmanuel Bernstein, did an incredible presentation. This is fun. It's so fun the way things are rocking in the Houston marketplace. And then there's the meetings that are happening in Mexico on the Cesar Munoz tour. That guy is burning it up. You know, a while ago in a training, Holton talked about behaving as if you paid $1 million for your pack, right? Not 49, not 250, not 500, not 1,000, but $1 million for your pack. And guess what? Cesar Munoz is absolutely an example of someone who is behaving as if he paid $1 million for his pack. Because if you paid $1 million for your pack, you would go crazy. You would not sit around. You would get to work. You would get out there and crush it. And Cesar Munoz's calendar is incredible. He just rolled out a list. Bam! 15 placings. And you know what? Here's what happens when you're putting that kind of energy out there, you get some crazy support. So with 5 days notice, Holton told him, hey, you know what, Cesar, I'm gonna come out there and I'm gonna support you at this meeting you're gonna do in Tijuana. And folks, I want to show you a little video real quick here. Hold on a second. Let me show you what they did in Tijuana. 5 days notice. Okay, here you go. Let's see. I mean, that setup that they put together is absolutely beautiful. Their vision is so big. This is a meeting that they threw together in 5 days. And then let me show you, the meeting itself. And this is just like, wow. I mean, we watched these videos ourselves like so many times. Here we go. Wasn't that amazing? I mean, like almost the whole room were guests. I mean, they had over 300 people show up at that meeting. You know, Holton sent us a video of the people lined up outside, could not wait to get in. Absolutely incredible. Folks, this is what is happening all over the world. It's happening throughout the United States. I mean, you know, we've had some great meetings in Atlanta, in Chicago, in Raleigh. I mean, the leaders are just all on fire, and we got great meetings coming up. As a matter of fact, we've got, you want to make sure you stay in tune with Facebook, our Facebook page, facebook.com/iboomerang. Go to the events page, and that's where we're posting what's coming up. All right, what's coming up. Now, the biggest milestone, as you heard me mention at the outset, is that we achieved our first payday, and our first payday is absolutely a major milestone. You know, the fact that we got to the point where we're actually paying people. People are earning money in iBoomerang for building their team. And if you're one of the people who received pay because and you didn't receive it, it wasn't a gift, it wasn't anything that we did for you. It was something that you earned. Congratulations to you and your teammates who got paid yesterday. So what do we want to do today? We want to make sure that we clear up some of the things and that are questions that are slowing people down because they got to wrap their head around it. And also sometimes the misinformation is getting out there. So we want to make sure. So I want to first start with the starter packs. Okay, let's jump into the starter packs, folks, if you guys are ready for that. Okay, and I want to make sure that everybody understands the starter pack. So let me start with the standby pack. Okay, and standby, actually, let me clear that up. Let me not say that wrong. Standby is not a pack. All right, put this in your notes. Standby, not a pack. Okay, standby is your enrollment kit. All right, that's your $49.95 enrollment kit. Everyone pays $49.95 to join the company. That's your entry. Okay, your enrollment packs are optional packs. Optional meaning you don't have to buy them if you don't want to, but you know there's a million reasons why you should, and they are on top of the enrollment kit. So some people have asked, okay, well, you know, when I do the 250, does my $49.95 come out of that? No, they are two totally separate charges. So it's going to be $49.95 plus $250, or $49.95 plus $500, or $49.95 plus $1,000. That's how that particular math works. So I want to make sure everybody understands that and launch you guys out there as a group of people who understand how it works, who get it right, and teach everybody else how to do it. Okay, now what do you get on standby, right? Well, on standby, you get a Boomerang customer site. Now this is, write this in your notes, this is an iGo site, okay? It's not exactly like the site that Boomerang customers get, okay? It's a little bit different. It's kind of a hybrid between the Coach Class site and the Boomerang customer site. What does that mean? It means that first of all, you get access to hotels, rental cars, and flights, okay? Put that in your notes, hotel, rental cars, and flights. But you get only half of the available discount, only 50% of the available discount, just like a customer would, okay? So I want to make sure that everybody understands the, what a Boomerang customer actually gets, okay? Now, the next thing is that standby TSA, right? Because a standby person is a travel savings ambassador. They get 5 boomerangs to send. Now, they don't get paid at all on the Boomerang program, okay? They do not earn Boomerang commissions. If you're at standby, you don't earn Boomerang commissions. Just like when you're on standby in the airport, you are not on the plane, okay? The plane is going to Cancun, Mexico. If you're on standby, you're sitting in the airport waiting to get on the plane, okay? So they don't earn Boomerang commissions, but they do have boomerangs. Why? Because standby people do have friends. They do have family. They do have people they want to share with. And by the way, if you're in the airport and you're on standby, is it your intention to stay on standby? Did you literally go through the process of going through security just so you could sit in the chairs in the waiting area and watch the planes take off? No, you're in the airport because your ultimate goal is to go somewhere. Your ultimate goal is to get on the plane. And so if you're on standby, your ultimate goal is to ultimately be coach, business, or first class. So why not start building your customer base that you are going to get paid on later once you get to those levels? Okay. Now, here's how, I mean, a standby person can actually start to get to those levels by, number one, you can, by achieving 200 in personal volume, 200 PV. Write that down. Now, how do you achieve PV? Well, number one, your packs have PV associated with them. So if a standby person did a coach pack, it's $250, but it has 200 PV. So now they satisfy the qualification. Or they could, listen to me, folks, their customers could generate 200 PV or more in travel savings volume. Okay, in travel savings volume. So if they go out and get their 5 customers, let's suppose their 5 customers go out there and start taking some trips, and that volume starts to come in. Once their volume is 200 PV, well, then guess what? Now they're basically the equivalent of coach, even though they didn't buy the coach package, right? Now they still won't have the coach benefits, of the iGo website, but now at least they'll get the benefits and the compensation plan. And they're going to want to use some of those commissions to upgrade themselves because they're in business and we are making business decisions, right? Okay, so they get 5 boomerangs. I hope I'm clearing that up for everybody, okay? Now, the second thing is this 25% of referral commissions. I want to make sure nobody's confused about that because a few people have asked. A standby person can refer travel to extreme travel, right? So let's suppose you're on standby and you have a group that wants to go on a cruise. Maybe there's 20, 30, 100 people. They want to go on a cruise together. Don't try to give them all boomerang sites. Just pass that over to Extreme and let them work it out for you and take care of those people. And they will share back 25% of the commission with the person who referred it. And what we're saying here is that standby can get that. Okay, if you're a standby, you can refer and you can get that referral commission. And you're going to get 25% of the commission because Extreme's going to do all the work. You're going to throw a lead over to them. They're going to do all the work, and then they're going to share with you a slice of the commission. Okay. Also, at standby, you get I decide. Okay. So now you have the ability to start building your business. Why do we want you to have that? We want you to have that because, number one, we want you to tell the story properly. That means let I decide, let our interactive presentation do the talking for you, okay? And we want you to start building your team because you know what? As a standby, you can earn the fast start bonus on the people that you personally enroll. This is the way for standbys to work their way onto the plane, right? Who starts on standby? Folks who want to be on the plane, but they don't have the financial means at that time to get on. Okay, no problem. Here's how you do it. You get started at standby. You use your I decide to share the story. Some of those people get started. When someone gets started at coach, right now during pre-launch, you're going to earn a $50 fast start bonus. When someone gets started at business, did you personally enroll? And during pre-launch, you're going to earn a $100 fast start bonus. And when someone gets started at first class that you personally enroll, and it's during pre-launch, even though you're on standby, you're going to earn $200. And what can you do? Take that money, use it to go upgrade yourself to the next level. Okay? So that's why you have an I decide. And your TSA online management system, that is your back office. So of course, we're going to give you a back office to manage your business. Now, one of the big questions is, do I have a monthly subscription fee? Right? Now, it's so funny. I want to teach everybody, read stuff, like really look, like pay close attention, right? Because that's how so many times people will miss stuff. You say, I have that on here. Do I have a monthly subscription fee if I'm at standby? And the answer is no, not at standby. Okay, not at standby. All right. Another question that comes up is, okay, if I'm at standby, right? I have this limited iGo website. When I give these 5 boomerangs out, are my customers going to end up with the same limited site that I do? And the answer is no. Customers get everything always. Doesn't matter what tax you have, the customer gets everything. Remember, this company, who's the king? The customer is king, right? So we're going to make sure the customer gets access to everything and has the best experience. But remember, customers only get 50% of the available discount. Okay, so they don't get the whole discount. They don't get our price. They get everything, but they don't get what we get as PSAs in terms of what we pay. Okay. Now, does your standby level have some limitations on what your team members get? Absolutely not. What each individual team member has is based on the options that they select and what they do with their business. So what you've got does not impact them. Now, it does mean, though, that you won't get during pre-launch, the only people you'll get paid on are the people you personally enroll, but you won't get that level 2, 3, 4, and 5 fast start bonus. You will not get that as long as you are still at standby. Okay. And that's one reason why you want to upgrade, because even though you can get there by your customer volume, it is unlikely that you'll have enough customer volume during pre-launch to move yourself to that level where you can override the rest of your team. So you will be missing money if you hang out at standby as your team is growing. Okay. Now, can you upgrade? Yes, absolutely, anytime that you want to. Okay. There are no limitations as to when you can upgrade. Here's the thing about upgrading, though. If a person upgrades within 60 days of their enrollment date, they get to upgrade and only pay the difference between the pack that they're at and the pack that they want to go. Okay. Now, of course, this doesn't apply to standby because standby hasn't bought a pack yet. So if you're standby, you can, if you want to coach, it's going to be $250. If you want business, it's going to be $500. If you want first class, it's going to be $1,000. All right. But if you're at coach and you want to go to, let's say, first class, and you do it within your first 60 days, you won't have to pay the whole $1,000. You only pay the difference. So you already paid $250. So now you just pay another $750 and you upgrade. Now somebody said, well, what if I do it in pieces, right? If I upgrade from coach to business class, does that give me a new 60 days? The answer is no. The 60 days is based off of your original enrollment date. So if you start at standby and then 30 days later you do coach, remember, you only have 30 days now remaining to do these upgrades and pay only the difference. You can upgrade after that, but you'll have to pay the whole thing. So hopefully that is clear for everyone, okay? Now someone asked the question, if you're on standby and enroll others in standby, do you get commission for enrolling them? No, there's no commission paid on standby, right? There's no commission paid on standby. Standby has zero business volume, and because it's your enrollment kit, and it's actually non-compliant in the network marketing industry to charge to actually pay out a commission on standby. Okay, so we're going to make sure we do things the right way at this company and do it right. The last question is, how does the ibuüümerang program work for me? The boomerang program, and I think I explained that already, you can give out boomerangs, but you do not earn any boomerangs, okay? Now, hold on, don't get ahead of me, Osvaldo. I'm gonna talk about the boomerangs, okay? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that now as I go to coach class, okay? Now, you'll notice that at coach class, let's talk about what you get. At coach class, first, your iGo engine is going to give you access to hotels, flights, and rental cars. And remember, there's no discount on flights. But now here's the difference between coach and standby. What you have access to is the same, but now you get the full discount. Now you get the full discount. All right. Remember, at standby, you only got the same discount that a customer gets, 50%. Now that you're at coach, you get the full discount that's available on hotels, the full discount that's available on rental cars. Okay. And remember, there's no discounts on flights. Right. The next thing is you get 10 boomerangs. Now, one of the questions that people are asking is, are the boomerangs additive? And the answer to that question is no, they are not. Okay. This is what your total number of boomerangs goes to. So if you say, let's say you started at standby and you had 5 boomerangs, when you go to coach, you're going to get another 5 so that your total is now 10. Okay. Your total is now 10. And that's how it works every time you move up, right? So it's a total of, inclusive of any that you got before, this is what your new total is. At business class, it's 25. At first class, it's 50. Okay, so that's how that works. Someone said at Coach, why don't I see cruises? Because cruises don't become available until you get to business class. So if you want cruises, do business class so that you can have access to cruises. Okay. Now, let's talk about how the boomerang program, how boomerang travel savings work, travel savings bonuses work for you at Coach. At Coach, you earn travel savings bonuses like we showed in our presentation about boomerangs. Okay, you earn the travel savings. So whenever there's a discount, that's where our money comes from. But at the Coach level, you only earn 50% of the travel savings bonus that is going to be paid out. Okay, so let's do some easy math. You guys ready? Let's suppose the travel savings bonus, right? Let's suppose the total savings, your customer goes on a trip and they save $2,000, right? That means that there is a $1,000 travel savings bonus to be paid to the person who referred the site to that customer. However, if you're at Coach, you only get half of that. So instead of getting $1,000, you get $500. Okay? Does everybody understand that? Does that make sense to everyone? So I'm gonna say it again. If there's a $1,000 bonus to be paid out, if you're at Coach, you only get 500. You only get half of the bonus because you're a Coach. Now, when you get to business, you'll get the whole thing. Okay. Now, the other thing I want you to notice is that this bonus, travel savings bonus, is limited to what your customer saves on hotels and rental cars. It's limited to what your customer saves on hotels and rental cars. So if your customer books a cruise and saves money, you don't get anything because you're at Coach. Okay. So I want everybody to notice that because that's how that works. Now, the next thing that shows here is this 10% on the dual team. Someone asked the question, iGo is the site that we book for ourselves. Absolutely. iGo is the travel engine, right? Your customer gets iGo, you get iGo, standby is Coach, first class, business class, everybody gets an iGo, okay? What's different is how it performs and how it behaves, right? As for example, I like to think of it as, you know, how certain cars have different models, right? Think of iGo as BMW. Some people get a 3 Series, some people get a 5 Series, some people get a 6 Series, some people get a 7 Series, right? So you get a different model, but it's all iGo, okay? Now, when we get past pre-launch, because right now we're in pre-launch, all right? We still have not officially launched. We're in the pre-launch phase, right? And so that's why we have a special compensation plan in place during pre-launch. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that in detail in just a little bit, okay? And when we get finished with pre-launch, we're gonna actually launch the full compensation plan, all right? And when we launch the full compensation plan, we're gonna launch the dual team. Oh man, I think I got my slides a little mixed up here, okay? We're gonna launch the dual team, okay? And in the dual team, your structure is going to look like this. And you're going to get paid, you know, you're going to have a left team and a right team, and you're going to get paid each week on the volume of your lesser team, right? And we don't call that the weak side. Put this in your note. We call that the pay side. Don't speak weakness over your business. Watch your language, right? We're going to call that the pay side because that's the side that generates your paycheck, okay? So here's what, you know, that looks like. If that pay side generates 25,000 in team volume and you're at the 10% payout level, then that's going to generate you a $2,500 check for that week, okay? So that's what this 10% is applying to. It's saying that when we launch the dual team, this is how you're going to get paid, the percentage you're going to get paid at, all right? All right. Now, I want to stop and I want to address this question in the group. The question is, if a customer is using one of my boomerangs and I'm on standby, I do not get the commission. If I upgrade to Coach, I get the commission. Does the customer come with me? Do I have to give the customer a new boomerang from one of my 10 new ones in Coach? Okay. Number one, you don't get 10 new ones, right? Remember that? You get 10 in total. So if you were at standby, you had 5. Now when you go to coach, you get another 5. So now you have 10. Okay. That customer is your customer. When you got them on standby, that's your customer all the way through. You don't have to give them another boomerang. You don't have to restart them. That is your customer. They just come right along with you as you go on up the rank. If they book travel while you're on standby, no, you don't get anything. You know, if you're at coach, when that commission is paid out, or business or first, you will get paid on that. Okay. Now, I want to be clear. Someone says, so you have to build a team to make money? Absolutely not. Not at all. You just have to generate 200 points of personal volume. And how do you do that? How do you do that? 2 ways. One, you can build a team. You can enroll. Well, actually, take that back. The first way to get 200 points is to purchase a coach class pack yourself. The second way to get 200 points is to have enough customers that build up enough travel savings bonuses that add up to 200. This has nothing to do with recruiting. And once you do that, you're getting paid on your customers in the boomerang program with no team. Okay, so you do not have to build a team to make money. How do you follow if your boomerang customer took a trip? Hang on, guys. We're going to give you that in your dashboard too. Okay, we're building furiously, fast and furious, and that's one of the toys that we will deliver to you very soon. Okay. All right. Now, stay with me. Don't get ahead of me. All right. I'm just trying to answer your questions. So you guys said you wanted these details. The folks out there with the big checks, they said, you know what, T.Gray, we trust y'all got the details. We're going to just go ahead and rock and roll. And they got big checks. So I'm going to challenge you guys to not get lost in the weeds. All right. Okay. Somebody let that person in the chat group know that I already answered that question. All right. All right. So now, when you get to coach, that's when the monthly subscription fee kicks in. It's $99.95 a month for coach and higher. All right. However, we want everyone to have an opportunity. That's our mentality. This is for the people. And we recognize that some of the people live in countries where the economy is tough, right? The economy is tough. So here's what happens. What we said is that in these countries, in countries where the economy is, a lower economy, where they're having economic challenges, and people don't make as much money, when you get started at coach, if you're at the coach class, you can pay $49.95 instead of $99.95. That's only for these countries, and it's only if you're at coach. So if you're in this country, any of these countries, and you do business class or first class, it's $99.95 a month for you, okay? And the reason we did that is to give folks an opportunity to get started, all right? And I just want to applaud my business partner, Mark, on the Zoom chat over here, just answering those questions. Way to go, Mark. I appreciate you. Actually, you got me covered over there. And then the question is, do you have to qualify every month at 200 PV? No, that's the first time. That's a one-time only. The only monthly qualifier is that you do your monthly subscription fee. Okay. All right. Let's get that. So now we want to go to business class. Okay. Now business class is $500 and gives you 400 BV or PV. Okay. So you can overachieve and do this one. Now, what do you get? Well, you get everything that you had at coach class. So what was that? You get hotels, you get rent-a-cars, you get flights, and you get cruises now. Now you can see the cruises and get access to the cruise savings, okay? Now you also get 25 boomerangs. Now remember, this is a total of. So if you go from standby to business class, you don't get 25 plus 5. No, you get another 20 so that you have a total of 25. Does that make sense? All right, great. Now, the way you get paid on the boomerang program is different, right? So now instead of getting half of the travel savings bonus, you get the whole travel savings bonus. It's your business class. It's not even, so if there's $1,000 bonus to be paid out, you get paid the $1,000, all right? But here's the thing, it's still only on hotels and car rentals. So if your customer takes a cruise, you don't get paid. Well, you got to be a first class for that, okay? If you're a business class, you get 100% of the commission, the travel savings bonus, but only on hotels and car rentals. Now, remember that dual team structure? Instead of getting paid 10%, now you got a raise. You're going to get paid 12%, right? And also one thing that we want you to notice is that there's the luxury experiences. The luxury experiences are going to be absolutely amazing. And if you are doing the higher packages, you will hear about them before everyone else does, because they will sell out. We've been talking with David Manning and Lori and the whole crew over there, and they've been giving us the history on these amazing trips that they've done in the past. And what they said is that they sold out like crazy, sometimes within 5 or 6 days. And so this is another reason why you want to be at one of the higher packs, because we're going to let the first class folks know first about our trip. We're going to give them a 2-week head start on the masses. We're going to let the business class folks know second. We're going to give them a 1-week head start. So that means first class hears about it a week before business class, and a business class hears about it a week before everyone else. Coach class, standby, hear about it same time as everybody else. And there may or may not be tickets left, all right, or opportunity to be on the trip. Okay. Now, do you get new boomerangs every month? No, you do not. Okay. This is a one-time allotment of boomerangs. And what I want everybody to do is I want you to recognize the opportunity that boomerangs represent. So pull out your calculators. Everybody pull out your calculator. Okay. I wanted to see, do you have your calculator up? You know, everybody has one on their phone. Pull out your calculator, pull them up. All right. Where's your calculator? It's Facebook. Where are your calculators? Okay. Now, let me start by saying that I am not saying, right? I am not saying that a boomerang equals $300 a year. Okay. I want to make sure that I say that. Okay. But based on the example that we give in the presentation, let's use that. Okay. So in the example we gave in the presentation, it says you got 10 boomerang customers and they took one trip a year and they saved an average of $600. That's $6,000 of total savings. And how much do you get? You get half, right? So that's $3,000. $3,000 divided by 10 boomerangs means that each of those boomerangs in that example was worth $300 in that example, right? So let's say, okay, well, if that's, let's call that the average, maybe not, right? If a boomerang was worth that, then 300 times 25 is $7,500 a year, right? Because the boomerang is not used up when a customer takes one trip. They get to use it over and over and over and over and over and over again. And if they use it and they save money, they will use it over and over and over and over again. And they probably don't travel by themselves, so they might take some other folks with them and book their travel on their site as well, or have you give that person another boomerang. So it could be worth $15,000. It could be worth 3 times that. So what I want you to understand is that, you know, sometimes folks are saying, oh, well, how come I don't get new boomerangs every month? Because we just gave you a massive business opportunity with 25 boomerangs. So use them well so that you can now turn that. Imagine you start a business for $500 and you make, let's just say, $7,500 a year from your customers. How many of you think that that's a good business model? How many of you think that would have been a good business move, right? So that's really exciting. Now, the question is, well, how do I get more? Okay, great. We're going to give you the opportunity to buy more, and we're going to give you the opportunity to earn more, okay? So hopefully this week, our goal is to be able to give you the opportunity to purchase additional boomerangs. They will not be crazy expensive, but they do have a value to them that is reasonable for the business opportunity that they represent, and it will give you the opportunity to purchase more. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be something that everybody can do and everybody will be excited about it, and that's going to create a new thing. Question from Tricia is, how do we earn more boomerangs? Stay tuned, stay in the game, keep building, keep doing the right things, and you will see, we'll announce that down the road, ways that you can actually earn more boomerangs. Someone said, why do we not get paid for cruises in the business class? Because you get paid for cruises when you're at first class, not business class, right? It's kind of like sitting in, you know, it's funny because, you know, I traveled with Holton to Asia one time, and, you know, he had just a little bit more money than I do, just a little bit. Well, maybe a lot, right? And so he was in like Supreme, you know, King of the Universe, first class, right? And his seat was just huge. His seat was like a love seat, right? His seat was like a love seat where he just had this huge seat. He rolled out flat into a bed, you know, and they had a chef up there cooking their food, right? And I was in business class, right? So I had a cool seat. It didn't lay down flat like his seat did. You know, it was only a one-person seater. And, you know, I got food, but the chef wasn't cooking my food. And you know what? You know why the chef wasn't cooking my food? Because I was not up in Supreme King of the Universe first class. Now, if I wanted that, that's where I needed to be. You know, I understood on that plane that was the benefit that I didn't get given the seat that I had purchased. Okay. So what I want you to remember is that certain things go with certain things. Okay. Now, when it says cruises are in business class, it means you have access to book cruises, but you don't get paid on your customers' boomerang cruises. Okay. All right. Cool. Excellent. All right. Let's keep this moving. Let's see. All right. So that's business class. All right. Yeah. So you guys with me? Anybody with me? I just want to see. I want you guys to like stretch for a second. Just kind of clear your mind. I know you guys have lots of questions. I'm going to tell you this right now. This is an organized training. We are not going to answer all questions in this training. Okay? We are not going to answer all the questions in this training. So do yourself a favor. Don't flood the chat with all your questions. Okay? Don't flood the chat with all your questions. All right? We will answer the questions that we're going to answer today. And then on another training, we'll answer the rest. All right? So just be cool. Stay with us. We're going to take you with us on this particular training. Focus your mind on the questions that we are answering here. And then we'll answer your other questions later on. Okay? Because I'm watching out of the corner of my eye and I'm seeing what some people are putting in the chat groups. And I'm like, come on, folks. While you're writing that question, you're not hearing the question that I'm answering. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to ask the same question that we just answered because you didn't hear the answer. So stick with us, and we'll show you how to get there. We're going to always take the time to lead you to the money, and that's what we're doing today. All right. So today is a little bit of, we'll call this flight school. All right, Mark. Let's call this one flight school. This is flight school. We're showing people how to do this. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Now the next one, first class. First class, baby. Let's talk about it. All right. So what do you get in first class? Well, in a simple word, you get everything. You get it all in first class. Like when Holton was sitting up there in that Supreme King of the Universe, Super Dynamo, first class seat that was big enough for two people. Like he literally sent me a picture of him in that first class seat because we were on the Wi-Fi on the plane on WhatsApp, right? And he sends me this picture, and his seat was so big, he looked like a little kid sitting in the seat. Like he couldn't take a picture. His arms weren't long enough to take a picture that would get the whole seat in it. And I'm looking at the picture like, where is he? Is he like on a bench or something? And then when we got off the plane and I had to go past that, I'm like, good Lord, that's a huge seat. Why? Because when you're in first class, you get it all, right? So you get hotels, you get rent-a-cars, you get flights, you get cruises, you get the homes and the weeks. And for those of you who've had the opportunity to play with homes and weeks, go take a look at that. There's some amazing stuff in there. Those homes make you want to leave your home and stay there with the personal host because they're so beautiful and you got this person taking care of you. And then the weeks, I mean, we just keep finding these crazy week deals, right? We keep finding these crazy week deals. We found another one somewhere in Mexico, or no, it was Dominican Republic, I think it was, for it was 8 days, 7 nights, and it was a 4-star level, and it was $118 for the week. It's crazy. I found that I stumbled across that by accident, showing someone the site, just kind of giving them a walkthrough. And I said, oh, let's take a look at weeks. And we did the weeks. And they said, where you want to go? And it was scrolling down. I'm like, oh my God, do you see that? They were like, you see that? I'm like, I see it. It was crazy. So folks, I'm trying to tell you, first class is where it's at just in terms of what you have access to, right? Now imagine If you stayed at that resort for $118 for 8 days, 7 nights, how many of you think that the savings paid for your first class pass? I'm just saying. All right. All right. Now you got 50 boomerangs. And again, remember, this is 50 total boomerangs, not adding. We're going to bump you up so that now you have a total of 50. So if you were at standby and you had 5, you're going to get 45 more, right? Now you still get 100% of whatever the travel savings bonus is, but it's 100% of whatever travel savings bonus there is. So if your customer books a cruise, you can get paid. If your customer does a home or a week, and those are travel savings bonus eligible, you get paid. Okay, so you're not leaving. Somebody put it in here. No money left on the table. All right. The dual team. Remember the dual team that's going to start after pre-launch is over. Not only do you don't get paid 10%, you don't get paid 12%. You don't even get paid the normal 15% if you do first class during pre-launch, which makes you a founder. You're going to get paid 20%. And by the way, folks, here's what I need you to know. 20%, you have to be a diamond to get 20%. You have to build a really big team and demonstrate some serious leadership to get 20%. And what we're saying is that for a limited time promotion during pre-launch, we're going to give you the opportunity to have that 20%. We're calling it as being a founder, and it'll be grandfathered for your first year, whether you achieve diamond or not. You get paid 20% in the dual team. That's very, very major. Okay. And you're going to find out about these experiences 2 weeks before everyone else. So the big question is how long, and by the way, somebody said, what's the value of the 20%? Y'all realize that 20% is twice 10%? So that means as a first class, you're going to get paid twice as much as a coach class in the dual team. I like twice as much. Okay. Now, how long will Founders Pack be available? It will be available through pre-launch. Okay. That's how long it's going to be available. It'll be available through pre-launch, and we may do some limited time Founders Pack promotions from time to time, and maybe in different markets. Okay. Travel savings eligible means that, you know, for example, there's a restaurant program in there, Weston, that might not throw off any discounts that we get paid on. Okay. So, you know, that's what I mean. Travel savings eligible. All right, cool. So I said, how long is pre-launch? 30 to 60 days. So you know what that means? Don't dally. Don't dally. There's an opportunity here. So this is what it all looks like together. This is what it all looks like all together. And now hopefully you understand it. Now you notice that when we do presentations, we don't dig in that deep. If you want to see how to just kind of simply, easily, systematically explain this in the presentation, just take a look at any one of our leader presentations that we've done. You can take a look at Holton's. You can take a look at mine. We have a neat, easy, simple way that's not long and drawn out to explain this, because you know what? Folks are not going to remember it. They're not going to digest all that information. It's just something that can be covered in more detail in training. Okay, great. All right, so where should you start? This is a money matter question. It's a big question. People ask me that all the time. You know what? Someone asked me that on Thursday at the meeting here in Houston. Where should I start? Should I start at standby, coach, business, or first? Here's what I want you to do. Please, everybody, pay close attention. Dial back in. Come on. Where my antelopes at? Where my gazelles at? Come to the middle. Okay, here we go. Do the best you can. Everybody should do first. First is the best, but everyone should do the very best one that they can do. So if you have first class money, or you have access to first class money, you should do first class. Okay? The only people who shouldn't do first class is they don't have first class money and they do not have access to first class money. Okay? As long as you do your best, karma is on your side, because your belief says first class is the best, but your circumstances say, I just can't get there, but I'm going to get there. All right? You know who has bad karma? The folks who do it the other way around. If you can do first class, but you don't, what you're really saying is, I just don't believe at that level yet. And you see, your belief level, it comes through you when you're talking to other people. You don't have to say it. It just comes through. It's like you just can kind of, you ever meet somebody and you can just kind of tell if something's off? That ain't right. They didn't tell you, but you just kind of caught it on their vibe, their aura, their spirit, or whatever, right? And that happens the same thing when people are sharing this opportunity. You can tell when somebody is believing and they're all in, they're fully loaded. And you can tell when some other folks are kind of half-cocked. So if you're a person and you have access to first-class money, or you have first-class money and you don't do first class, what that really means is I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it all the way. And what's going to happen is when you go talk to other people, they're going to know you don't believe it all the way, right? And so the karma's not going to be on the side. But if you don't have it, but you believe, and you just did the best that you could, man, I really want to be at first, but all I could do was stand by. This is my last $50. Work my way up. That person's going to win. That person is set up to win, okay? Hopefully that gets fun. And the other thing, too, is what culture are you building? See, regardless of your intent, you are building a culture when you're building your business. I hope you wrote that down. I hope you wrote that down, everybody. Regardless of your intent, you are building a culture. Whether you intend to or not, it's happening. So now what I just did is I've raised it to your consciousness, so that now you can make it intentional. Say, okay, well, if I'm going to be building a culture, I'm going to build a culture that I want. And what you really want to do is you want to build a first-class culture in your business, okay? That's what you want to strive for. You want to build a first-class culture. You want to build a culture of people who understand it, who believe it, who build it big enough that everybody's either at first class or striving to first class. Because then you have an army of charged up warriors who are out there building, and they understand it, they get it, okay? All right, so that covers that. Let's go to the next one. When do we get paid? Okay, we get paid weekly for the direct sales bonuses. So right now, the whole thing is direct sales. The whole thing is fast start. So that's paid weekly, right? The week goes from Monday to Sunday, and then you get paid the following Friday for the week, okay? So that's what happens. So this coming Friday, we're going to pay people for the business that ended this Sunday, all right, our second week. All right, later on when we launch the dual team, that also pays out weekly. Travel savings bonuses, those are paid out monthly. And if you look at the asterisk, they're paid out monthly, and they're only paid out after the trips are completed and ibuüümerang gets paid. All right, that kind of makes sense, right? The person has to actually take the trip, and then our travel partner has to actually pay us, and then we can pay you, all right? So that's how that gets paid. And we're going to give you a dashboard that shows you, what you got coming and all that kind of good stuff, right? And then we have some other elements to the comp plan once we get into full launch, that will be paid out monthly as well. And they look like words here, but they really are huge, huge money opportunities. Okay, great, fantastic. All right, so this is the comp plan that's in place right now. This is the comp plan that's in place at the very moment, and this is the pre-launch unilevel. Pre-launch unilevel, and what it does is it pays out fast start bonuses only. And what it says is that, first of all, you'll see that there are 6 levels. The first level are the people that you personally enroll. The second level are the people they enroll. The third level are the people they enroll. The fourth level are the people that they enroll. The fifth level are the people that they enroll. And the sixth level are the people that they enroll, and that's where it stops. Okay? So you enroll people who 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 enroll people, and that's where it stops. Okay? Now, when you personally sponsor 1, 2, 3, or 4 people, if that's how many people you sponsored, you will get paid on the first 3 levels. What does that mean? It means you get paid when you enroll people, and then you get paid on when they enroll people, and when they enroll people, and that's where it stops. If you enroll a 5th person, now you get level 4 and 5. So now you can get paid on the people that you enroll. When they enroll people, you get paid. When they enroll people, you get paid. When they enroll people, you get paid. And when they enroll people, you get paid. And that's where it stops. And you can pick up another level by sponsoring 10 or more people. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, what do you get when you personally enroll someone? Well, when you personally enroll someone during pre-launch, and they do the optional coach business or first class pack, you're going to earn on the business volume associated with that pack 25%. So that means for coach it's $50, for business it's $100, and for first it's $200. Does a standby person get that? Yes, they get level 1. Okay. A standby person gets level 1. And here's one thing that you need to note. A standby person gets level 1 regardless of how many people they've enrolled, because they have not met the 200 PV personal requirement that will unlock the other levels. Okay? Okay. Now, if you're a coach or higher and you have people that you've enrolled, and now they start to enroll people. Now, oh, by the way, let me go back to standby. But a standby person, if they're serious about the business and they see the big picture, they can upgrade very easily, because here's what they did. So, for example, if you were standby and you earned a check this week, let's suppose you were standby and you enrolled 2 first-class people, and you got, on this past Friday, you got $400. What you need to do, what I would encourage you to do, I should say, is take that $400 and upgrade yourself to coach or business class. Find another $100 and add to it so you can be business, or use $250 of it and be coach, and unlock those other levels. Okay? All right. Now, on level 2, 3, and 4, here's what that means. Anytime someone comes in on that level and does coach, you're going to earn $24. Business, $48. First class, $96, assuming that you're qualified to get paid on those levels. On level 5, you get paid 8%. 16, and level 5 and 6, you get paid $16 on coaches, $32 business, $64 first. And because of this plan, this really adds up insanely. We had people who literally earned in 1 week, where some people will have to work 52 weeks to get. Where some people are going to have to work 2 years to get, over 100 weeks, 104 weeks to get. Some people earn that in 1 simple week. Okay? So that's exciting. Hopefully everybody understands this now. And I want to encourage you to maximize it. This is going away. Folks, this is not going to be here like this forever. And when we take it away, some of you guys are going to beg for it to come back, and we're not going to bring it back. Some folks are literally wasting this precious moment in time where you could accelerate your earnings. The reason that we did that, is because, I got a newsflash for you guys in just a second, okay? The reason that we did that is so that we can put you in a position where you could earn, where you could accelerate your earnings, where you could have a big first week, where you could have a big first month. And because we also have so many people from the network marketing community who need to create their transition. So this is a special moment in time that I want to encourage each and every one of you to capitalize on. Now, I got a big announcement that just came in. I got to go back to boomerangs. News flash, people. I just got an executive decision made by Mr. Holton Buggs himself. Moving forward, business class will earn boomerang commissions on cruises as well. Business class will earn boomerang commissions on cruises as well. I'm going to let y'all marinate on that for a moment. Isn't that exciting, right? Oh man, look at that. Everybody is lit over that. You guys should see the chat groups lighting up right now as people are excited that you earn boomerang commissions on cruises if you are in business class. That is super exciting news. Thank you, Mr. Holton Buggs. And by the way, folks, here's what I want you to realize. Do not miss the magnitude of that. See, folks are going to get excited about the fact that they got boomerangs on first class. But what I want to show you is that our chairman, our CEO, top earner in the industry for one position, industry icon, is the gazelle in the middle of the pack. He's on the training, folks. He doesn't need to be on the training. He trained me, but he's on the training. Make sure you are on the training. If Holton Buggs can be on the training, you need to be on the training. And not only is he on the training, he's paying attention. So, folks, I'm trying to tell you guys, going back to the beginning, make sure that you're on the training, because you know what? That's where you can find the top earning gazelles. They are in the training. Way to go, HB. you continue to bless us in so many ways. All right, folks, we're almost wrapping up here. I want to give you guys just a real quick light up of the tools, okay? I want to show you what you have to build your business real quick. You got your replicated website, you have your back office, you have your reports, your commissions, and your e-wallets. You guys ready? Here we go. Let me share something else with you. Hold on. Let me get the right window open for you, everybody. Okay, here we go. I got it. I have it now. All right, cool. All right, here we go. So first, your replicated website. Everybody chose a username when you got started. Some people have asked, do I get my own website? Yes, you do. Your website is your username .iboomerang.com. It looks just like the beautiful corporate website, exactly like it, has everything that the corporate website has. And so our demo site is optimized. And so here we are at optimize.iboomerang.com. So now that leads me to the next question. How do you sign someone up? You send them to, I recommend you send them a message like this. Go to my website.iboomerang.com, my username.iboomerang.com. Click on join now in the upper right-hand corner and make sure that my username shows when you get to the sponsor field, right? So when you click join now, what's going to happen is going to take them first to standby. Why? Because this is where everybody starts. Click add to cart, and you choose your optional pack if you want, or skip it. Let's choose business class now. Let's say that, okay? And then you notice now you're at the sponsor information, and guess what? The username appears in the sponsor ID box, okay? So tell a person, go to my username.iboomerang.com, click on join now, and start the sign-up process. Make sure that when you get to the sponsor information that my username is in the box. That is so simple, and it will be an error-free process for you if you do it that way, okay? So now let's talk about your back office. You guys ready? Everybody ready? Stay with me. All right. What are people saying here in this chat box here? All right. There's this massive celebration over this cruises thing. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, now, how do you get to your back office? Well, there's a couple of ways. You can go to myiboomerang.com and log in, or you can go to your username.iboomerang.com and click the login button at the upper right-hand corner. All right, so when you click that, it's going to take you into your website. That's just going to take you to sign up, okay? Sorry, not to log in. Now, here's what you're going to have. When you get to your back office, you're going to see it's very cool and it's very simple. All right, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it clean so that it's not confusing. Okay? Now, first you start with the dashboard. And on the dashboard, you can see all the people you signed up at the different levels, how many at standby, how many at coach, how many at business, how many at first. You got your announcements on the left. You have your banner at the top and your announcements at the left. And then you have your boomerang generator in the middle. And then you have some updates about your pack. So if you're, in this particular case, our demo account is at a coach class. It's going to show the available options to upgrade, business or first. I can click either one of those and upgrade myself at any time. If you're at first, it's not going to show you anything because you're already at the top. You can't upgrade anymore. Okay? Someone said, how do you generate a boomerang? Very simple. Here's how you do it. First, you choose whether that boomerang is going to an individual or a group. And what you're going to do is you'll see first here that you have your available boomerangs, right? So in this case, we had 10. Now we got 2 left, right? The other 8 are pending. And what you do is you put the person's name, not your name, not your name. You put the person's name that the boomerang is going to, put that in here, their email address, their mobile, and then you choose your expiration date. How long are you going to give them to activate this boomerang before it comes back to you? 1 day, 3 days, up to 90 days. All right. And what that means is that if they don't take this code that you give them and they don't sign up to have their site, that boomerang is going to come back to you and go back into your inventory. Now, once you fill out all this information, you're going to click generate code, and a code is going to pop up here on the right. And what you need to do is copy that code. This does not send an email to anybody. All right. And by the way, we're coming out with a version that'll help you do that. But right now in the current version, this does not send an email to anyone. So what you've got to do is you've got to copy that code. And if you see the instructions here on the left, it says copy the code to your clipboard, then tell your prospect to go to igoboom.com and plug in the code. That's what your customer needs to do. Go to igoboom.com and plug in the code, and they will be able to rock and roll. Now, if you do individual, it's going to give a code that can be used one time by one person. If you go to group, it's going to create a code that can be used by as many people as you determine, as long as you have enough. So for example, I have 2 boomerangs left here in this account. I can create, and let's suppose I've got 2 friends that I play, let's say I play poker with. I can put in here poker group, set my expiration date, and put 2 uses here. And that means each one, I'm going to get 1 code that I can send to both of them, and that code can be used twice. That make sense? All right, so that's how that goes. All right, and somebody put a nice little messaging here in the group that makes everybody understand it. Real simple. Very good. Thank you for sharing. All right, now let's go to the report section. The report section is going to allow you to see who you've enrolled. It's going to allow you to see your organization. It's going to allow you to see your customers, okay? So we clicked on the personally enrolled category, and you can see your people. And in our latest version of the back office, it shows their enrollment pack. That's very cool. Also, if you go to organization, now it's going to show you how many people you have on each level. And when you click on detail, it will show you all of the people who are on that level. Okay. So that's pretty exciting. I got too many windows to open here. Okay, cool. There we go. And then you also have your customer report, which is going to show you all of your customers who have used their code. Okay. All right. So that's pretty cool. All right. Now we can go to the boomerang tab. You can see your individual boomerang customers that have been sent the code and whether they use the code or not. You can go to your group boomerang, and you can see all the people all the groups that you sent boomerangs to, how many have been used. So for example, we have this one group that was called Facebook group. 5 people, 5 codes, 5 users were on that boomerang code, and it was used 5 times. So it's done. Okay. If only 3 people use it, it would say 3. And it also shows the date you created it and when it expires and what the code is. All right. Now let's get to some exciting. So let's skip to tools first. We're going to go to tools. Now in the tools section, this is where you can find videos, social media images, documents, and presentations. We've got videos coming this week. We have social media images coming this week. We're starting to load up documents. We have an enrollment form here for if you're in a meeting and you need to use a paper application to collect information quickly, it's there. And then we have presentations. And, hats off to our VP of Marketing, Mark Kitkart, and his team for producing presentations in all these languages. You got English, French, Russian, Turkish, Japanese, Korean, Polish, and Dutch right now. And guess what? We got more languages coming. All right, absolutely more languages coming. And the commission tab, you will be able to see what your commissions were for a week. This is going to be the week drop down. Right now, there's only 1 week in there because we only paid 1 week so far. When you click that, it will show you what your commission was for that particular week, and the commission type. And when you click that, it's clickable. It will give you the details about that over here. All right, so you know who you got paid a commission on, how much and why in the memo section, or why you got paid what you got paid, and the bonus amount, okay, and also what level they were on. Then you have your e-wallet, right? So your e-wallet shows you how much you have available that you've earned, that you still have here, And we're using a service to pay commissions out to people called Pay App. It is super cool. We'll do another training on Pay App in a little bit, and the Pay App people are making us a nice little video that we can share with you in a little bit. But hopefully by now you have set up your Pay App account. You see there's a new icon that appeared up top that wasn't there before. And when you go there, you use your phone number to set up your Pay App account. Please use the same phone number that you use in your ibüümerang account. And remember to go in your ibüümerang profile and make sure that your mobile number is in there as well, okay? The same number that you use so that we can make sure that everything is tied together, because that phone number is your account number, all right? So you want to make sure you go ahead and set up your Pay App account. It's very easy. It takes you 2 seconds, 2 minutes really. And then here what you can do is say, okay, I want to transfer this money to my Pay App account so that I can then move it. Once it's in your Pay App account, you can move it to your bank account. You can put it on a Pay App debit card, which you have to request and pay $10 for. And that card is a MasterCard, or in Asian countries, it's a China Union Pay card. And so you can load that money to that card if you want to, all of it or some of it, or you can also transfer it between members. So, you know, Joe's got a Pay App account, Mary's got a Pay App account. Mary, you know, for whatever reason, needs some money for Joe. Joe can just send it to her for 50 cents. Okay. So that's super cool too. Any money that you want to take out of your e-wallet and move it to your Pay App account so that you can now manage it, you put that amount in this box, you hit transfer to Pay App. There's going to be a $2 service fee. It's not automatic. It happens several times a day. So you just put it in there and then just wait and it will show up in your Pay App account. All right. So that's how that part goes. Let me stop sharing this. And let's go back to our training presentation, because I don't think I have very many slides left for the training presentation. I think we're just about done. All right, so we covered all those things. We covered the replicated website, the back office, the reports, commission, and e-wallet. And then this is where we wrap up, folks. I want to make sure that we let you know what's coming. So we have some great events coming up, and I want everybody to know where you can find things that are coming up, that you can find them in our Facebook group. Okay, so in Facebook, we have an events page. This is it. So if you go to our ibüümerang page and you click on events on the left side, you'll be able to see upcoming events and the details. So for example, our amazing leader, Holton Buggs, is going to rock it in Los Angeles this afternoon. You click here on that and you get all the details of that event, and you can even say that you're going, which is super cool. All right. So want to make sure that everybody stays on top of the events calendar. But that said, here's what's coming up. Where is it? Here's what's coming up. You got Holton Buggs in Los Angeles today, San Francisco tomorrow, Atlanta on the 29th, Tampa on the 31st. On some of those events, you have David Manning also going, CEO of Extreme Travel, which is awesome and incredible. And then we're also adding now leader events to that. And so we've got an event coming up on April 7th in London, United Kingdom. So if you guys are in London or can get to London, you want to make sure that you're at that. And then we have our big event, our grand opening on August 30 to 9 to, you want to go ahead and purchase your ticket to that event as well. Right now, those tickets are $149 and they will be going up, and that event will sell out and it will be a blockbuster and the whole industry will be talking about it. So you need to be there. Somebody said, but that's my birthday weekend. I said, well, come celebrate your birthday with us. You will not ever forget this particular birthday. It will be off the chain. So anyway, guys, we crammed a lot of information into this training. Do go watch it over and over and over again. That was our intent, to give you a video that you could go back and refer to and that you could send to your team members. But at the end of the day, folks, I just want to tell you this. Those details, they're important. They do matter. But the most important thing is all out massive action. Get out there, share those eye-to-side presentations. Get out there, share those boomerangs. Build your customer base, build your team if you're going to do that too, and let's create the stories that will inspire people in the future. Let's create the stories that'll help you to do good, right? You know, I love that Holton talks about doing good. Good is G-O-O-D, get out of debt, right? You know what? I'm going to tell you guys right now, the Maseratis, the Ferraris, and the Lamborghinis, they're coming. They're going to be here. But you know what comes first? The mortgage burning parties, the debt-free parties, the debt-free celebrations, you know, the fact that, you know, paying off houses and stuff like that, that's going to come first. That's what we're going to celebrate first and foremost. And then we'll go and enjoy things and stuff like that. So, folks, just super excited. I'm glad that I got a chance to share this with you. We are just, it's such an amazing company. You know, somebody paid us the highest compliment the other day. They said, you guys are barely 6 weeks old. Barely 6 weeks old. But you look better and you're doing more than some companies that are 10 and 15 years old. Man, that just makes us feel great because we're here to deliver something to you that is amazing, that is mind-blowing, revolutionary, and where you totally win this time. So I hope you enjoyed these details. I hope that we inspired you at the same time. Hope you enjoyed this training. And I hope that all of you incredible ibüümerang gazelles will be in the mix, in the middle of the pack when we come back here next Saturday. God bless you guys. T.Gray signing out.